What are some interesting or fun Christmas traditions you follow? My family's traditions are quite simple. We do our big Christmas dinner on Christmas Eve, and on Christmas Day itself, we always watch Die Hard. We always listen to Stop the Cavalry and march around the Christmas tree when we're decorating, and we pretend we're playing the instruments. Every Christmas Eve we have French onion soup. My grandma's recipe is godly. Not exactly Christmas, but for every New Year's Eve, my family will binge the Star Wars movies. A little late, but I can throw an international perspective in. 9 days before Christmas we celebrate what's called La Novena. What this literally involves is reading religious passages combined with prayers that runs through the story of Mary and Joseph eventually giving birth to Jesus. This is done every night for 9 days until concluding on Christmas, where the story also reaches Jesus' birth. How it functions practically, however, is a blast. These Spanish prayers are no Gregorian chants. They have their own rhythms that are matched by a variety of percussion instruments that are distributed to all the relatives who decide to reunite for these 9 days. I'm talking maracas, cymbals, wooden blocks, etc. It ends up being a fun time to haze the young ones who have some difficulty reading very formal Spanish Bible verses, and encourages them to work on their pronunciation and reading comp in order to do better next year and rib the next generation. Instead of one stressful day of family reunion, you get to experience a longer reunion period. This lowers the stress of having to do one Christmas dinner, as the large family has multiple opportunities to meet up beforehand. In my early 20s I would meet up with my 2 buddies and we would drink and then go to the casino after our family stuff was done on Christmas night. It was fun, but also a little bit depressing seeing all these people gambling, wondering if they ditched their families. Does anyone here celebrate the white elephant? My mom and dad never gave me happy memories or traditions. However, my great-grandmother on my mom's side always had me over on Christmas Day till mid-January, so this is the one main tradition that she passed to me that I still do to this day. I am a 41-year F. She was superloaded, although did not influence her to become entitled. She was, in my opinion, the true salt of the earth. On Christmas Eve, she and her helpers worked in the kitchen cooking huge tins of 12 types of Christmas cookies and bite-sized sweets. She then took me in the morning to the local homeless shelter for women who were escaping abuse, and gave everyone a tin. We had just enough for everyone to get one. Then she would be told that there might be a teen in the shelter. She then invited her to our place for the next 2 days. Fed her, then helped her into a new place to live with a new job due to her extensive connections. I still do gifts to the local DV shelter, however, because of my own housing issues, I cannot house a teen. But I still direct them to wonderful service and the good friends who helped me. May not be cookie or weird, but it is still a tradition. My folks go to Mexico every year, and will bring back, at least, one nice bottle of tequila. Once my brother and I hit legal age, we started taking a shot from each bottle as a family over the course of Christmas Day. We've gotten up to 12 bottles/shots. It's super fun and absolutely ridiculous. The whole family ends up completely knackered over dinner. My family spends most of Christmas Eve as any other day, but at night we all sit around watching It's a Wonderful Life when it airs live on TV. We watch it when it comes on instead of watching it pre-recorded. Then on Christmas Day we wake up and open presents while eating Cinnabons and listening to the different music channels on TV. Then, we head to my grandparents' house and open presents and eat a big brunch there. Sad that that won't be happening this year, but oh well. Oh, and one more thing that I normally do and will most likely continue doing when I am an adult is in between opening presents and getting ready to go to my grandparents, I watch Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. A pretty dumb movie, but I enjoy it. Listen to Jethro Tull non-stop the 3-day lead up to Christmas. It's a very important tradition in my family. I have a game where I sneak things into my mum's Christmas decorations. If she notices and says something before Christmas, she wins. If she doesn't, I win. Some years it's sneaky hobbits or Daleks in the Christmas village, sneaky balls on the tree, or sneaky Spock on the tree. This year is Sneaky Spock year. She's completely unaware of the rules. It stopped as my siblings and I got older, but we used to compete with Dad to be the first one up on Christmas morning. Yearly LOTR marathon. I always meet up with my friend and throw rocks at trains. I'm pretty sure me and my friends just started a tradition to burn a bunch of shit with homemade thermite sometime around Christmas, so that's fun. Ever since my kids were about 4 and 7, we go to the dollar store and we pick out gifts for each other. Each kid gets a toy and candy for the other 2 kids and both parents. We, the parents, take turns going in with each child so they can get things for each parent without us knowing. We open our gifts for each other on Christmas Eve. It's one of our favorite things about Christmas. At the beginning of the tradition, the dollar store choice was a necessity. We can afford other places now but still choose the dollar store. I think the kids like having to be creative with what they get. It's seriously so much fun. When I was a kid, I lived next to my grandparents' house. On Christmas Eve, my parents would rush me off to bed when we heard Santa's sleigh bells nearby. They always said he was a street away and heading to our house soon. If I didn't go right to sleep, Santa wouldn't come. So I did, and every year, Santa came. Until that fateful year when I learned that Santa wasn't real. I grilled my mother until she caved and told me about the sleigh bells. Every year, my mom would leave our family room to call my grandparents, her parents, to say good night. Little did I know, she was calling my grandmother to let her know it was my bedtime. Grandma would grab her flashlight and sleigh bells, and head outside. She would run laps around her backyard, and ours, jingling the bells. On this fateful, Christmas Eve night, dressed in black from head to toe, I laid in wait for Grandma to make her journey. Metal trash can lids in hand, I ran out from the bushes, slamming the lids together. With loud bangs and crashes, I chased Grandma back to her house, where my grandpa was waiting and laughing hysterically at the sight. I scared her so bad, she peed her pants. We all had a big laugh and enjoyed the memory. I'm the grandpa now, and run with the sleigh bells for my grandson. So my girlfriend and I are going to start a new tradition this year. On Christmas Eve for dinner we are going to have French toast casserole and homemade hot chocolate. I can't wait for the future when we can share these moments with our kids. It's not a very big or grand tradition in my family, but we have these little stuffed animal mice. We hide them in the house and if someone finds it, they relocate it. We kind of already lost one, so we're down to 2 mice left. We would camp outside in the yard to catch Santa. We never did. We caught our parents awake a couple of times, but no Santa. The Christmas Pickle. I like to rewatch all the Christmas episodes of AVGN. They are extremely nostalgic for me. Every Christmas Eve my whole life my extended family gathers at my uncle and aunt's house for a big Christmas Eve dinner. Someone always dresses up as Santa and drops a bag on the porch for the kids in the family, making sure that the kids get a glimpse of Santa running away. I have fond memories of seeing Santa at my uncle's house every Christmas. We would also track Santa using NORAD's website throughout the evening using my cousin's laptop, which was also fun. There's usually 20 to 30 people there every year, but sadly the gathering won't be happening this year due to obvious reasons, and I'll miss it a lot. Christmas won't be quite the same. These aren't particularly interesting traditions, but I certainly find them fun and have many fond memories of them, both when I was a kid and still now. You Can Call Me Al is a Christmas song around here and can only be played this time of year. Every Saturday night post-Thanksgiving leading up to Christmas we'd put our shoes on the windowsill and elves filled them with presents while we slept. Besides ordering Chinese food, I'd say drinking sonic screwdrivers. Orange juice, vodka, blue curacao and that blue raspberry drink mix from the grocery store. Turns a lovely shade of green. Also telling each other Happy Christmas Harry, Happy Christmas, Ron. I have a couple actually. The 2 weeks leading up to Christmas I read A Christmas Carol, then every Christmas Eve my wife and I watch It's a Wonderful Life where I still tear up every year. Then on Christmas Day we always get Chinese food for dinner. Great stuff. I can think of two. The first is pretty simple, but we've been doing it for as long as I can remember. Everybody gets to pick one present to open on Christmas Eve. Lots of fun unless you only have one present. The second is a more personal tradition I started 3 years ago, where every year I go to a bookstore and look around until I find a book that catches my eye. It's a bit of judging a book by its cover, but for the past 3 years I've found 3 absolutely amazing books this way, and the tradition makes the books more significant, if that makes sense. Now I'm getting a few of my family members to join in, and the tradition seems to be growing.